Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? Welcome to Red Couch Chronicles. I'm Roger Melvin. You know my wife Adrian, and we are joined today.
We are dear friends, the Rochelle. No, the Rochelles.
It's all about her.
What can I say?
Rashawn Sherrill, and then I said Rochelle's. Y'all know who they are. The Sherrills, Tony and Rashawn. Shawnee B.
What up, Shawnee B? Is that
Hey
it?
y'all.
Yeah, that's her.
That's my stage name.
That's her choreo name.
Choreo name.
Shawnee B, y'all.
You learn something new every day.
Yes.
Do you have a choreo stage name, Tony?
Yeah, Pierre.
Pierre. We knew that.
Dang.
So
Do you have something?
name too.
Fancy. Yeah. It's going to be revealed on our 100th episode.
Cool. Yeah. Well, welcome to the couch.
Thanks for having us.
Really glad to have you guys.
You guys are so
Yes. So yeah, let's jump into it. Give us your stats. When did you meet? How'd you meet? Or how long you been married?
Do you have any
Kids?
kids?
No kids. What you got?
It'll be 9 years, August 22nd.
This year will be 9 years?
Talking about
Wow,
9
you guys will be
years.
10 years next year?
A decade.
We've been rolling together.
Yeah.
We're still together.
All these years.
Listen, the struggle.
Good deal, man. That's awesome. I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, just us,
Yeah.
no children.
No babies, but auntie and uncle
To
of
the-
the year.
Yo,
God, mommy, God, daddy
putting it down.
of the century.
Y'all put in work.
They do.
Yeah, I think the misconception about child-free homes is that we don't like children. That's not the case. It's really that we don't feel called to have our own, but we do
Yeah.
feel called to help others with theirs. So,
Boom.
yeah.
We are personally grateful for the
We are. we are. So, today we are talking about what I like to say a topic that is you don't see it in a lot of the married manuals about how to deal with this, how to walk through this phase in your life, and everybody will deal with it at some point in time or another, and that is grief, which is just dealing with loss within your marriage, and that being case of a parent, of a sibling, of a loved one, of someone close, and walking through that together as a couple, and what that looks like. Adrian, we lost Grandpa Bill, and we walk through that together, and we
Grandpa Bill is my dad.
yes.
I just want to.
Yes.
It's not a grandpa. I just want to.
Yes, I always think of like from
That's
the
what
kids,
Yeah,
right?
Papa Bill.
Papa Bill.
Yeah.
But yeah, we walk through that process together, and are still walking through that process together. And
You don't have to have any cuts today.
Yeah, I don't know that you ever. And this is we can as we jump right into it. I don't know that you ever stop
Grieving.
walking through it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You
I
never
don't
know
think so.
what triggers.
Exactly.
You just never know.
Don't know.
You don't know
There's
what.
no way to predict.
Yeah, because you have a lifetime of memories and things that remind you of people and those experiences, and so you never know. What that thing
So
is.
Tony and I have both lost our fathers, which wasn't. I didn't even think about that until I was like, oh, we're both kind of talking about the same level of grief in this scenario.
Yeah.
But I think, and we want to pose to you if you guys experience this as well. But one thing that, looking back, like, let me skip to the end, right? So looking back, I feel like our marriage is much stronger because I feel like I was so dependent, but didn't even realize how dependent I was in the moment.
Yeah.
And I think if your marriage is thank God our marriage is in a place where we could take that hit and walk through grief together, because that's not everybody's story.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful that looking back, I'm so glad that the person who was walking through it with me was the person who I'm most intimate with, who knows me the best.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, the biggest thing that I realized was I didn't know what I need. And that question, depending on the day, could have sent me over the edge. What do you need? I
Don't ask.
don't. I don't.
Yeah.
Like,
I can articulate.
I can't articulate
the frustration of having to
Yes.
form the words to give you what you need.
Right, so that you can in turn give me
what I
it's too
need.
much.
Yeah.
And not just from a spouse, from
Yeah.
friends and family and people who really do mean well. But I was grateful that I remember one day when my dad was still sick, and I was like, wasn't my best day, and I literally was like, we need to talk about this now, because if he dies, I don't know who I'm gonna be. I don't know what kind of wife I'm gonna be. I don't know who's gonna raise the kids. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I'm probably gonna be in a straitjacket. So you should just know, right? Like, I've never even dealt with grief, really.
Yeah.
Not like in any sort, not nuclear family, not a grandparent,
Really?
any of that. So I didn't even know. I remember saying, I don't know what box this goes in.
Right.
Like, I don't know what to do with this overwhelming, like, sorrow and sadness. Like, I don't know what life is anymore.
Death has always been a part of my life, but it's always been at a
Comfortable
arm's
distance.
vantage
You can
point.
even say that.
You know, I had a grandmother who passed, and that was the closest. And then I had more grandparents who passed, and it kept getting closer and closer. And then my uncle, So it's been peripheral, but that last season was.
And hopefully this doesn't take us too deep.
Yeah.
Was your dad sick for a while?
All right, here's the story.
Okay.
This is the story. In 2011, 2012, we had been walking a friend through brain cancer, and so I was working at the church, so I was able to go to all of her doctor's appointments and go walk her through this entire process. And but at the same time, my spiritual parents' mother had cancer. And so they were walking her through that process and kind of getting her through that. And so what happened was I had went to sing at a conference in Orlando. And my pastor got a call and said his mother wasn't doing so well, and so we finished the conference. It was like one of those mountaintop experience types of things, and then we came back, and the next day his mother passed away, and that was a Monday. At the same time, that same day, my friend who had the brain cancer, she had a seizure.
Oh God!
She had a seizure, and then she went into a coma. So, in my head, that's a lot. And so, that next morning, we started planning the spiritual grandmother's funeral. We were at the mortuary, and then we headed down to go see about our other friend because we're gonna take her off life support, and then turn that off.
In one day.
This was Tuesday. So Monday, all that happened. She had the seizure.
Right.
On Tuesday, we started planning spiritual grandmother's funeral, and then we went down there to see. Because of brain cancer, my friend's body was really okay. It was okay, and so even though there was no brain activity, the body still needed to wear itself out. It had to wear itself out. So that happened. We took her off on Tuesday, I believe. She was present all day Wednesday, and I was there on Wednesday, and I left around 11 p.m. And then we got a text about 1 Thursday morning that she had passed away. Now, mind you, I was working for the church, so I had a big concert planned for our pastors that Thursday. That Thursday, because it was the pastor's birthday. That Thursday, she passed on
Thursday.
The pastor's birthday. Friday, I stayed home all day. I didn't work, and I just I remember going to lunch with a friend, and I was letting her know all the crazy things that were happening that day. And I got home, and my biological father called me, and it was about 5:00, and he says, "Son, where are you?" I was like, "Oh, I'm at home." He said, "I know you had a really rough week, and I need to tell you something." And I said, what is there to tell you? He says, well, Michael passed away. And I said, well, there are like 1,000 Michaels in my Rolodex. I'm thinking his brother's name is Michael. His brother's son's name is Michael. You know what I mean? Because he's calling me.
Right.
Because it's not my dad. That's not.
Could be.
And he says, I said, Michael, who are you saying? And he said, your dad. And all I can remember, and I think we were both home together.
Yeah, you were sitting on the
you were
couch.
sitting. I was sitting on the couch, and you were sitting right next to me on the other couch, and
Yeah.
I crawled. All I could do was crawl to the bathroom, and I couldn't tell her. I'm not going to repeat what he just said. I just left the phone on the floor, and I remember her picking it up, and I just crawled to the bathroom because I couldn't understand. Like, I didn't desire to work at the church. I didn't want to do any of that, and so in my head, I'm on your team. What are you doing?
Right. 100%.
And he
100%.
said that.
What I
100%.
I work for you. Like, what are you doing? Like, why would you? Why this?
Why?
Yeah.
Whew.
And so it
I don't
wasn't
think
like
I ever knew the timing of all that. I don't
It
think I
was
really
back
realized.
to back to back. It was nonstop.
And so post haste, you know, what I mean, like my dad had a heart attack, so I didn't know. He didn't. That it wasn't expected.
It's out of the blue.
And it took me out.
So how do you, even in that moment, like, how do you respond? How do you be there?
Yeah, for me, I was at a loss because it had never hit that close to home, and it was absolutely crushing to see him go through that. I mean, it's nothing that I would wish upon anybody, like the pain and the anguish that he was going through, and you want to be there, you want to help, but it's like you want to take that away.
Yeah.
Take that pain away. But then part of me, I was mad too.
Right.
I never told you this, but I was cussing. I didn't cuss that guy.
That blasphemy line gets
you know?
real fun.
Oh yeah.
I was
gets
careful,
real
but I was
fun.
I
like,
blasphemed.
I
was
did
like,
too. Listen.
You were supposed to. Why
Yeah.
would you let this happen?
Yeah.
You didn't see all the stuff that we went through. Really? Is this what you're gonna do?
Yeah, it gets real
You're gonna
fun.
make him go through this right now? And I said that to God, and I was like, okay, snap out of it. You got to get to work. Like I had to have that conversation with myself. Because I was grieving too over our friend. She was like a mentor to me, and then it developed into a friendship. So, I was hurting, and I was like, Rashawn, you have to put that aside right now. Like, he is going through. So, I just allowed him to get it out, and then, like you said, we called our best friends, and then they were just there to kind of help us, like to literally pick us up, get our stuff, and then just go to San Diego. But it was just a very unfamiliar place for me.
Yeah.
And you don't know what to say. Even though this is like my best friend, we're married, you still don't know. There's no word that you can say, but just to really, just be available.
Yeah.
That's all I could do at the moment. I was scared out my everlasting mind. It's like I was so scared,
Right.
and I was really hard on myself too. As when we first got married, like
I feel
eased
myself
up.
welling up.
I've eased up, but I was really hard on myself. Like I had to be perfect, and I had to always do things right. I was really insecure.
You mean
with
in the
myself.
marriage or in your support?
First initially was just with me and me being a wife, and then at that time, it's just like doing the right thing,
Right.
saying the right thing, because
Right.
I hadn't experienced it before.
Right.
So it gets
So,
compounded.
Yeah.
There's something about that moment that I'll never forget. She didn't do anything. She just cried on top of me. I remember her tears falling on my neck because I was in the ball. I was in the ball in the bathroom, because I was like, I gotta throw up. I gotta do something, but
You did.
I was like, I don't know what else to do, but I remember just crying until my dad got there. My biological father, he came, and I think he picked me up.
Woo!
And got me out of there. I do remember her, and that was enough.
You're all I ever wanted.